everyone, welcome back to my channel, Ask DeAvila Sadé, with your host, Dr. DeAvila Sadé, LCSW, and I am back with a new video. If you are new to my channel is where mental health meets the millennial with just a sprinkle of my Microlocs journey and some travel vlogs here and there, and I'm back with a new video. If you can tell by the title, today we will talk about how to maintain a healthy scalp while you have locks. I have Microlocs, but whatever type of locks you have, you want to make sure that you're able to maintain a healthy scalp, because the condition of your scalp is going to determine how great that your locks end up turning out, right? How much you're able to grow out of your hair, how much they are able to withstand once they mature. So it's super important that you are taking care of your scalp. If you are new to my channel, then you probably haven't seen the video that a year ago, February 2022, I was diagnosed with seborrheic dermatitis. And ever since then, I was on a journey to figure out, how do I deal with this condition in my scalp? I'm gonna give you just what seborrheic dermatitis is, and then I'll go into the tips on how to maintain a healthy scalp. So let's get into it. So if you don't know what seborrheic dermatitis, before I even just read off my notes today, basically, if you just see your scalp always is super flaky, right? The way I ended up going about getting diagnosed was I went in for my Microlocs consultation with my then loctician, who actually installed my Microlocs. And she said, it looks like you might have some psoriasis on your scalp. And I was just like, what? So there is a type, seborrheic dermatitis is a type of psoriasis. And I was just like, oh, wow. So she was just telling me, maybe just put oil on your scalp, basically that, she didn't really give me too many tips on what to do about it. She said she had products, of course, that would help with it. But also, we didn't have a real diagnosis because she can't diagnose me. So I ended up going to a dermatologist, and my dermatologist is who gave me the actual diagnosis of seborrheic dermatitis. So had she not seen it, I just thought I had a flaky scalp, oh, everybody got a flaky scalp, but it was a different type of flakiness. I'm just I don't know how to describe it, as far as I don't know if I want to say it looks flaky like cake crust. It was a very flaky scalp, and it was only in certain parts of my scalp. It wasn't over my entire scalp, so that was also a thing. It was just little parts that I typically wouldn't be able to see because I can't see in the back of my head. So that's why I wasn't aware that it was there. But let's give you just some information about seborrheic dermatitis. Seborrheic dermatitis is a common skin condition that mainly affects your scalp. It causes scaly patches, inflamed skin, and stubborn dandruff. So yeah, it just looks like dandruff that I just washed my hair 2 days ago. Why is my scalp flaking up again? And I literally just washed my hair. It usually affects oily areas of the body. So even if it's not just on your scalp, it might be on your nose area. Say I know with me, I get these little crusties in my nose. My skin is oily, but for some reason I get really crusted right there. A lot of it is probably due to the seborrheic dermatitis, but also I'm on tretinoin, which is acne prescription medicine. So I don't even put it right there because of how drying it already is just in that area. But yeah, it usually forms in oily areas. So of course I have an oily scalp because I have coarse hair, kinky hair, and just some people might just produce more oil than other people. But yeah, that's why I think it kind of gets worse with mine, because of having just a severely oily scalp. Some symptoms that you may have to let you know that you have seborrheic dermatitis is a flaky skin, or what they call dandruff, on your scalp, hair, eyebrows, beard, or mustache. A severe itchiness, so feeling like you have to scratch your hair all the time. I know we used to laugh about we used to laugh about that, but literally having to what is going on, right? That can be a sign that you may be dealing with that. A rash that may look darker or lighter in people with brown or black skin, or redder in those with white skin. It may be caused due to the yeast, this certain particular yeast. I don't know how to spell this, so y'all, I'm gonna put it right here. I'm gonna say Malassea. Okay, excess oil in skin, or a problem in your immune system. What I did read up on seborrheic dermatitis is that it can go away even if it's not treated. A lot of times it does deal with if you have a lot of stress. That can be a part of it. What do you eat in your body? So if you're not the healthiest eater, that could be a reason that you're producing a lot of oil as well. That probably affects if you have acne as well. It really is just, it can be triggered by anything, but also you necessarily don't have to go to a dermatologist to get treated unless you're just feeling like, no, I want someone to help me. But let me give you some tips to help you get through if you just want to maintain a healthy scalp, but also if you have seborrheic dermatitis as I do. And this is based off my own experience. I am not a dermatologist. I'm a doctor, but that ain't the doctor that I am. I'm, with the head, mental health. So my first tip is you need to consult a dermatologist. I don't believe, even as a therapist, I never believe in people self-diagnosing themselves. So I always say, look, go talk to someone that's a professional in the field and get an accurate diagnosis so you can know how to care for whatever it is. Because Lord forbid, it's an actual, more terminal or more severe medical diagnosis, and this is just a symptom of it. You don't want to wait too long. So I definitely believe in consulting a dermatologist to rule out that it could be even any other medical condition, or, go to your PCP. So it's always helpful to get an accurate diagnosis because you'll know how to treat it effectively. You want to make sure that you get any proper prescriptions if you decide to go the medical route. And like I got prescribed a prescription for my scalp, and I also had got prescribed acne medicine for my face. But yeah, if you feel like I want to go the medical route, then you might get prescribed prescriptions. So you want to get the accurate prescriptions. And then you also want to get tips on caring for your scalp appropriately. So when I went to see my dermatologist, it was my first time ever meeting her. She gave me a list of shampoos that I could buy, a list of face washes I could buy, a list of moisturizers I buy, like everything that would help with my condition, right? And specifically, she gave me things like for my hair, for kinky curly hair, right? Because she was honest, because she was not a woman of color. She was like, I understand, like, we might wash our hair every day because we have a lot of oil, right? That's our thing. And you guys, might not, she didn't say you guys, but you get what I'm saying? Like, your culture might not necessarily do that. So she was like, but I at least want you washing your hair once a week. So she was just like, try this Head and Shoulders, this particular Head and Shoulders, and I'll get into that later, which specific one, even though y'all been on my channel, y'all already know which one it is. But she was just giving me products on that I can get over the counter to help. So I think that was just amazing. Like, she understood that we were different races and that I might need different products. So to me, she was just very culturally competent and very culturally sensitive to what I was struggling with and how it was different than if someone of her ethnicity would be struggling with it. So you want to make sure you consult with the dermatologist, right? Get the accurate diagnosis, get the helpful tips, because what might work for me and my scalp might not work for you. So that would be part one, or gem one for you. Tip two would be to choose the right shampoo. Now, every shampoo is not for everybody. Y'all know, y'all been seeing me and probably other YouTubers doing shampoo reviews, and we're trying different shampoos, right? Every shampoo we try is not necessarily good for if you're battling with having seborrheic dermatitis or just want to maintain a healthy scalp. Some shampoos are more moisturizing, some are more clarifying, which means they cleanse better, but they also might strip more. So every shampoo is not for you, so you want to make sure you're finding the right shampoo. My dermatologist recommended a non-prescription dandruff shampoo. So the one she recommended to me, one of many, was the Head and Shoulders Royal Oil Shampoo. And it's specifically for kinky curly hair. It has apple cider vinegar in it. When I mean that, first of all, when I used to think Head and Shoulders back in the day, I used to think, oh, the combo, the 2-in-1, like who's using a 2-in-1 shampoo? Like, I just thought that was too. So all jokes aside, I was not trying to get no 2-in-1 shampoo. So when she told me about this system that's specifically for my hair type, I was like, let me go try it. And you guys, the Head and Shoulders Royal Oils is such a staple in my hair care. Like, when I mean, I don't use it as often now because I really don't struggle so much with the seborrheic dermatitis, if at all. Like, I can't really see back there, but when I be looking in the mirror, I don't really see anything. I was like, okay, because it just helps so much. So I would definitely suggest trying a dandruff shampoo, and that could be, like I said, Head and Shoulders. There's just a list of them. You probably have to Google them online, but just find something that specifically like treats dandruff. So it might have certain dandruff fighting or antifungal components to the shampoo. Google, okay, because I don't have it for you. It's just, you want to make sure you choose the right shampoo, because you want to make sure that it's not making your scalp worse by drying it out. So I definitely feel like make sure you're using something that also has those antifungal properties that will help you to combat that dandruff and help you maintain a healthy scalp. My tip number 3 is know how often you need to shampoo your scalp. Remember I said that she was just like, because of her culture, she might wash her hair every day, right? To help all, or every other day. You know, for us, we necessarily can't do that because we will break off our hair. So she was like, at least if you can, try to wash your hair with one of the non-prescription dandruff shampoos once a week. So I just started, washing my hair, or washing my scalp and my hair once a week. So I know when we first get locks, they're telling us, oh, you need to wait a very long time to wash your locks, and you do what's right for your hair. But I couldn't wait 2, 3, 4 weeks to wash my hair. I just couldn't, dealing with the seborrheic dermatitis, because it was just so bad at that time. So I had to get in the routine of washing my hair, and my hair was still okay. I had to get into the routine of washing it once a week. So I definitely say that you should wash your hair as often as you think your hair can handle it at first, and then you'll probably be able to decrease it. So if you're washing it maybe twice a week, then you can probably decrease it to once a week, then every 2 weeks. Now, sometimes, like right now, I haven't washed my hair in almost 2 weeks, right? Because I don't necessarily have to wash it now that the seborrheic dermatitis is cleared up. But I will say that for months, probably at least 6 months, I was washing my hair every week faithfully. So you want to know how often to shampoo your hair. I want you to listen to your hair. Listen to your scalp. Listen to what it needs. But just come up with a routine. Like if you just wash once a week, just make it a whole routine, right? Just stick to the routine and stick to being consistent with it, and you should see a healthier scalp through that process. My tip number 4 is scalp treatment between washes and also during your wash day. So what really helped me was actually treating my scalp with something. Now, granted, prior to me getting diagnosed, I was putting oil on my scalp. I was putting oil, but that actually was making it worse. It was making my hair more itchy, and I'm like, I'm putting oil on my scalp because my loctician's telling me to put oil on my scalp, and I feel like my hair is still flaky, my scalp is still flaky, and the flakes are getting into my locks now, so I'm trying to pick them out, and my scalp was still very itchy. So oil necessarily did not work for me. Putting oil on my scalp just didn't work. And that's why now I don't put oil on my scalp at all. I put it on my edges, but I will not put it on my scalp. I ended up using a prescription solution at first that she prescribed me, which was, I'm gonna just leave the name of the prescription right here because I can't even think about what it was. But I was using that. But then I found the Head & Shoulders Royal Oil Scalp Elixir, and I use that maybe about twice a week, and it has just truly transformed my scalp. Again, I'll leave the products that I can leave, that you can purchase over the counter, I'll leave them below. But yes, I literally had to treat my scalp. So even if you don't want to use a prescription, say you want to go holistically, the Head & Shoulders Scalp Elixir would be helpful. Also, tea tree oil, either putting that in your shampoo or just rubbing it into your scalp if you whatever you need to do. Tea tree oil is known to really help with decreasing any dandruff you may be having. Also, aloe vera gel, I heard, was very helpful. I personally have not used aloe vera gel, but I heard it's really helpful. Again, that's if you want to go the holistic route of maintaining a clean scalp and maintaining a healthy scalp. You want to make sure that you're using something that just works for you. When I'm thinking about treating my scalp, I'm also thinking about how often am I treating my scalp. So I might treat my scalp maybe 2 to 3 times per week with the scalp elixir, with the Royal Oil Scalp Elixir, but some people might treat their scalp every day. The prescription that I was given by my dermatologist, it said I can use that PRN. So just decide what is best for you. But again, that goes back to my earlier point. You want to make sure you're doing a routine. You want to make sure that you have some routine. So if you're washing your hair once a week and you're maintaining your scalp with some form of elixir or whatever, then you're doing that maybe 3 times a week, right? Or twice a week or every day. just come up with a routine that works best for you, but make sure you have some form of scalp treatment to do in between your washes, because that, I feel like, what really was helpful in my journey of maintaining a healthy scalp is what I did during the week, making sure that I was putting something on my scalp to help alleviate that seborrheic dermatitis, right? And to make sure that I wasn't having flakes all in my scalp and stuff. So that will be very helpful. Just find the routine that works for you. My last tip for this video is to refrain from scratching. Of course, if you have an itchy scalp, you're gonna want to scratch, but you do not want to damage your scalp. I know I might have acrylic nails on, or even when I'm growing out my nails and, you know, I might have dip on it, whatever the case may be. If I'm scratching my hair, I would scratch my hair so much that my scalp sometimes will start bleeding. Like, that's how bad it was at that point. So I say try to refrain from scratching. And if you're having that urge to like super scratch your head, then it may be time for you to wash your hair, or it may be time for you to soothe it with an elixir or soothe it with some scalp treatment, whatever scalp treatment you're using. But try to do that instead of scratch, because you don't want to damage your scalp and then now your hair is not growing out of your scalp, you know, properly, right? Now your hair journey is affected because you're damaging your scalp. You're damaging the skin on your scalp. It's like scratching your face, right? So you want to just make sure you, if you can, pat, but also if your scalp is just that itchy, then maybe we need to reduce products that you're using, change your products that you're using. So whatever leave-ins you're using, whatever you're putting in your hair, maybe reduce that so you won't have that product buildup, because sometimes product buildup can impact if your scalp is itchy. Whatever the case may be, if your scalp feels like it's on fire, you're itching it all the time, then it's probably time for you to either wash your scalp or use one of your scalp treatments that you decided was a part of your routine. But you wanna make sure that you're taking care of your scalp. Like, it's so necessary for you to have a thriving hair journey, natural hair journey, but for, you know, specifically for this video, a natural lock journey. You want your lock to grow and thrive and just sprout just like a plant. But you have to take care of the soil. You have to take care of the roots. So you have to maintain a healthy scalp. I wish this was pushed more when I was a loose natural, but honestly, it wasn't. Even, like I said, I had people that would do my hair. I would go to the braid shop, and not one person ever sat down and said, you know, in the back of your head, it looks like this, or, you know, it looks like you might have psoriasis. Maybe they just didn't know, but also I feel like if you're a cosmetologist, maybe that's something you would know. But who knows? I was so grateful that my loctician at the time let me know what was going on in my scalp, and that, you know, that's something I should get checked out, because no one else told me. So I wish in the black hair community, we would get more honest about treating our hair appropriately. I know we've all, including myself, had gone to YouTube University, and I'm just do my own hair because I really can't trust someone else to be honest with me or tell me the truth or do my hair right, whatever the reason. So we've just taken our hair in our own hands. And there was a lot of times I did my own hair for so long. So I ain't really trust a lot of people to do my natural hair. So I'm so glad that I found someone at that time. And the loctician that I do have now, I feel like they both are just aligned with, we want to make sure that you have healthy locks. And I love that for me. And I hope that you have that for yourself if you are not maintaining your own locks. But yeah, the goal is, you guys, is to have a healthy scalp, and you can do it. It just takes time. Hopefully these tips are helpful. Thank you guys for tuning in to another video. If you are new to my channel, go ahead and subscribe below. Follow me on TikTok and Twitter, @DeAvila Sadé, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.